Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another round of the ZGTL League here. I do apologize for a bit of that connectivity problem we had earlier on. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick rundown of what we're going to be doing here today. It's going to be a bit of a different setup here as we go through the rainy track here at ZGTL here in Croatia. So there's only one stream today. So we're going to actually do D1 and D2, so it's a doubleheader in both divisions here. So we're going to go ahead and start off by doing the first race in Division 2, and then we'll switch over and do the second race of Division 1 here. 18 laps for both races here at Dragon Trail Gardens. This circuit's about 4.352 kilometers in length, or 2.704 miles, 14 corners, mid-speed balance and performance, with a pit lane time of about 17 seconds if you only change out the tires. It's going to be rainy all day here in Croatia. And you can just see the rain now pelting down on these drivers here. So let's go ahead and make a quick run through who we got today. We have Tama, who's getting a little slidey there in these super wet and treacherous conditions. And then we have Telmo Thomas. Then we have Biohazard, Wall, Tony, Elusive Wolf, Mr. Solfa, FLX, Spivvy, who is off into the gravel there. Then we have Ellis, Kenneth, Frenzied Rhombus, Hashi Brown, Aaron Greer, and Sekinas. Which Sekinas actually did change their livery this time out. A new livery for the Portuguese team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here for today's stream. Actually, the LDRS squad is... They have two different cars, but I think they have teams running in both categories, so it should be okie dokie. We are down to the last about 5-ish or 4 minutes left of qualifying, so we're gonna have to go ahead and see how this all plays out. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun here today. Taking a look at what we got here in terms of the weather, taking a look at the Recus weather forecast. It is gonna be rain all throughout, so what's interesting to note is that in race 1, the rain is expected to pick up quite a bit during the midway stages and then start to fall off. And then from race 2, it's expected only to drop. But slicks are not going to be on the menu today unless some drivers are really adventurous or just forgot to switch. Which after last week, I don't think that's going to be the case whatsoever. But it's going to be intermediates at the quickest, and it's gonna be, we're gonna see full wets here today, so gonna be a lot of fun here in today's race. Right now, it's IT Tama, who didn't have the greatest of times last time out at Le Mans, is looking to go ahead and try to right the wrongs that he did upon himself. The number 85 German flagged Audi from Malta. I was thinking about that last stream when we were here in Division 2. The driver from Malta is currently got the fastest time now of the session in the Audi. Let's see, who can we spectate? That is on a flyer. Yeah, that is Telmo Thomas, the Swiss driver from the Ladura's Esports group. I think he's just on a cooldown, so I don't think he's actually flying, but he's on racing softs. He has a ton of damage on that, Nissan GTR. The livery kind of made it look like a BMW momentarily. But Biohazard now in the Golf Porsche. Wall, who is not in the wall this time round. He really wants me to make that pun. We were talking earlier in Discord. That is Mark Walton there. So we're on board now with the McLaren, the other I guess Maltese. I think that might be correct. Kenneth or Tama will go ahead and correct me if I am wrong. But the Maltese drivers are currently just trying to go ahead and improve their lap time. It's definitely not going to be an improvement, not going to get close to his countrymen. Now that Jaguar has been pretty strong here in pretty much all of these races here, but Frenzied Rhombus will definitely need to step it up here today. Now the interesting thing about this track is on the exit of turn 12, making the run up to turn 13. There's actually 2 dry patches under a bridge, which, funny enough, I don't believe that's not a bridge you actually drive across at any point. It's just a spectator bridge that is there. So there are 2 dry patches on this track. Not very long dry patches, mind you, but still dry patches nevertheless. So we're going to actually stay on board with the Maltese driver of Kenneth, aka KC80. See if the McLaren GT driver can go ahead and get something done. He's about to go through the very, very technical S's of turns 6 through 9. And I love this track so much. This and the seaside layout, they're both super fun tracks around the coast of Croatia in Europe. It's one of the fictional tracks I wish did exist in the real world. As we are going through, Tom has actually called into the pit, so he won't have time for another lap. It is the last minute left of qualifying here. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Elusive Wolf is behind Secondas here, who has a half-second penalty, so I think they'll be done and dusted. But we'll stay on board with Kenneth. And actually, Kenneth, I don't know. Yeah, Kenneth is not improving enough. He's got the pedal to the metal, but this is at a weird crossover point. Let's see if he can get closer to his countryman. Maybe. It'll be an improvement. He'll jump up into 6th place. Spivvy will jump up into 7th. Take a look at Wall. Wall's got a penalty, so that lap's not going to matter. Tony now in the Ferrari, the B&H Ferrari. He's got the flashers on behind. We'll see what the American driver can do in that Ferrari. Navigating through turn number 5. He's going to make his way to the zigzags here. The shrimp legs, as I like to call them. Because this track does kind of remind me of a shrimp. The B&H squad. Just going to navigate through those corners. So far, so good. Oh, it's a big slide and a big spin there. The American driver into the wall. And unfortunately, we got to get a replay of that one. Actually, unfortunate replays are not going to work this time around. Just unfortunate, but it'll be fine. So who is still on a lap? I don't think anyone's currently on a lap. Yeah, I think we're all done and dusted. We're just waiting for the time. Actually, Hashi Brown is going to go ahead and try to make his way through. I don't recognize the driver name, but he may be a driver making his debut this time out. It's not going to be pole position by any stretch, but this time should be an improvement. Should be able to slingshot him up. And he gets up into 7th. He is up into 7th. The American driver getting up into 7th, and I think that is all she wrote for qualifying. That is all she wrote for qualifying. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and just wait it out until we go ahead and get started here with the first of 2 races we have today. You're getting a treat today because we have 2 races in 2 divisions. You'll be getting 1 race from each division. You'll be getting race number 1 here in Division 2. Then we're going to go ahead and swap over to Division number 1 for their 2nd race. So you'll be seeing a lot of action here today. Hope you guys do go ahead and drop a follow if you haven't already. Then check us out on YouTube as well, where this entire VOD will be posted after the day is done. And then you can check out our other races. Next week, we have 1 more week before we head into a break, I believe anyway, so let me go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, so we head to Lago Maggiore for 60 minutes or 30 laps next week. And then we take a 1-week break before we're back at St. Croix. But before I get too in-depth with our amazing calendar, let's go ahead and run you through our qualifying. Tama here goes ahead and takes pole position by almost a second here. He's clearly loving the rainy conditions here. Followed by Tomo Thomas here, and then Biohazard, Tony, Wall 74, KC80, Hashi Brown, Spivvy. And then take a look at our next few drivers. We have Frenzied Rhombus, Secondas, Aaron Greer, and then we have Elusive Wolf, Mr. Sulfa, Ellis, and FLX, our race winner from Le Mans. The last 3 not setting a time, so the rainy conditions haven't been super nice to them as of late. And I saw our viewer count just jumped up from 2 people to 12, which is excellent stuff here. You guys are about to see some of the best drivers in the world here competing today. So It's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys will definitely want to go ahead and check it out. And alright, we are getting straight into business here. And it's going to be go time. We have 18 laps around this circuit. And it says Wall is currently on top. Interesting. So I guess Wall got pole position? Maybe? Maybe because I joined the server late. Not sure, but I mean, we do have an interesting order here compared to what we had. But Wall is going to go ahead and start us off. And it's lights out and away we go. The drivers are going to go ahead and start here. It is looking kind of dry. And on the offset here, as Wall is going to go ahead and lead everybody through turn 1. This very nice sweeping left-hander here in turn 1 before it gets to a very technical dip here in turns 2 through 4. Wall is still leading the charge here. And as Telmo Thomas is right behind, Aaron Greer is going to try to make a move. He's going to try to send it up the inside in that McLaren. No, not quite. He didn't quite get it there. He got close, but no tamale there for the McLaren racing driver. Tony as well is also looking for some moves potentially, but Elusive Wolf is right there. Elusive Wolf was thinking about maybe trying to grab that inside. Doesn't look like it, as we see Telmo Thomas not letting Wall run away with this one. Wall, who I believe is our current championship leader in this division, didn't have the greatest of races at Le Mans, but he's looking to get his comeback here. He's our only double winner here in Division 2, so he's going to really try to make up some performance here and try to claw back any deficit that he might have lost during the last race out at Le Mans. So taking a look, and yes, he is on top of the standings by only a single point though. So him and Elusive Wolf are 1 point apart in the championship, 124 to 123, but Telmo Thomas is really right on the bumper of that Jaguar. He is trying to make something happen here, trying to shake for the lead, but we know there's going to be rain coming. There it is. The rain has started falling here in Croatia. So that rain is going to go ahead and start falling down. Drivers on the intermediate tires are really going to be thankful. But as we noted earlier, this rain is only going to get more intense. It's going to peak right around the halfway point of this race. We're heading to a rain stage 8. And with that rain stage 8, it's going to be torrential downpour. It is definitely I think it is the heaviest bit of rain you can possibly have. There might be one heavier bit of rain, but yeah, I think these drivers, they know what they're going up against. And I think a lot of them did start on that intermediate tire because they knew these conditions were going to be quite treacherous. Let's actually go ahead and get the tires pulled up here. I'm surprised this wasn't already on, but yeah, here we go. A lot of drivers were already on those intermediate tires now. So we know those intermediates are the optimal tire to be on right now. As you can see, you have the little weather gauge on your bottom left side right next to the stopwatch. And you can see how much moisture is on the track. If you're in the first line or the bottom line, you'll kind of be okay. It might be the point to transition to intermediates. Middle line, definitely intermediates. And when you start seeing that blue line, you are gonna definitely want to consider wets. Now you're seeing that line drop quite a bit. But those are the aforementioned dry spots I mentioned earlier as you go under the bridge. So that is definitely where the dry patch is. It's gonna really kind of burn through those intermediate tires, as those intermediate tires are kind of fragile when it comes to dry spots. But I think so far, I mean, these tires are gonna do pretty decent until we hit that stage 8 rain. It's good stuff across the board here from all of these drivers. Mr. Zolfa now, who got disqualified last time out for running the wrong car. He got a podium on track in the Alfa Romeo, but he needed to be in the Porsche because the Zeus GT League has a rule against switching cars mid-season, especially because of the BOP change that happened mid-season. Thanks to Gran Turismo getting an update. But regardless, Mr. Zolfa, we know how fast he is. Getting a good slipstream behind his teammate there. The two teammates not really willing to battle it out so much, because they are teammates. they do have to worry about the team game. And we're going to slingshot back up here to the front. And it looks like Aaron Greer is going to try to defend from Tony. Tony is looking to take that last podium spot. As we're on to the front bumper cam of the Ford 458 Italia. As he tries to chase down Aaron Greer for the last podium spot there in the McLaren. Now it's just going to be tire management essential because the intermediate tires do kind of burn out quickly, and it looks like maybe because of Aaron Greer going wide, Tony does go ahead and get it, but he pushes Greer off track. We're going to have to try to get that again from a replay perspective if we can. There we go. So we're taking from the driver cam, and just a little bit of contact pushes him into that grass. Oh, he actually bumps into a Lucid Wolf as well, so that may be an incident report against Tony. But, I mean, you could easily put one against Aaron Greer for an unsafe rejoin. So, oh, and a little bit of a track cut there for the championship rival of a Lucid Wolf. He is going to go ahead and let Aaron Greer back through. It was an illegal overtake. I'm surprised he didn't get hit with a pen for it. That would have been a half-second penalty for track limits. But maybe because he backed off and let Aaron Reed take that spot, I think he was just barely safe on that front. But anyways, so far so good. Ellis now is looking to capitalize too. The string of Porsches behind a Lucid Wolf is kind of freaky to think about. Two Porsches, you have two teammate Porsches, and then you have the Velocity Racing Porsche of Ellis here. We're going to go ahead and slingshot ourselves back up to the front. Telmo Thomas has lost Wall a bit. Wall has really pulled away in that Jaguar. I don't think a lot of people were expecting the Jaguar to be competitive this season, but the Jaguar's got 2 wins already as it sits. It had a rough weekend last time out, but it's been pretty solid here today. The track, it looks like it stops raining for a bit, but we know this rain is expected to get heavier as this race goes on. Yeah, it looks like a lot of these drivers have kind of split out a bit. Oh, let's see if I can find any close battles for us. Oh, here we go. Hashi Brown and Sekinaz here. Fighting it out now. At least they were for a little bit, but I think Sekinaz just got a little too much onto the grass there. Hashi Brown is using so much more curb than the Portuguese driver directly behind him. In this, I'm not trying to think of what sponsor this is. The Sony themed cue the BMW super jokes now that I made that slip up, but oh, and Sekinaz does have a half-second time penalty. I'm assuming that's for track limits of some sort, which is really unfortunate for his race, but now we can actually slingshot back up a bit. And Ellis and Biohazard are really trying to duke it out here. They're trying to duke it out for the lead of these Porsches and for P6. Now, Biohazard could try to rely on Mr. Solfa and vice versa so that the Golf Squad can collectively get up a position. So we'll see how this is going to play out. Spivey is right there. He's going to capitalize. If Mr. Solfa does make a mistake or any of these other cars makes a mistake. And with these treacherous conditions now, and I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen that heavier rain yet, but I should have just kept my mouth shut. The rain is back, and we might be seeing it get to a point now where we might see wets come out. And Solfa's actually going to come into the pits early. He'll be our first pit stop of this race. We will see what happens here. He's going to go and make his pit stop. We'll see what he makes his change to. And actually, Sekinaz also makes a change. This might be the enters to wets. Oh, he just got new tires. And yep, the wets are on now for the Greek driver. He knows that this rain is going to get intense. So he decided to go for the undercut and see what can happen here. Sekinaz also came in from the wet, same with Rhombus. And FLX, a driver that did so good in the rain last time out at Le Mans, is just not having the greatest of times here in Croatia. Unfortunate stuff there from the German driver. Wall has basically just continued his solid pace now. We know Wall is good in a lot of these conditions, although rain wasn't his friend last time out, but he seems to have gotten better acquainted with the wet tarmac here in Croatia, so we'll see how everything kind of plays out. This field has spread apart quite nicely here as we kind of just filter through all of our drivers. Let's see. Oh, Tony's in the wall! Tony is in the wall. Let's go ahead and try to get a replay of what happened there. So this is Tony going through turns 9 and 10. Here comes turn 11. Oh, he just carried a bit too much throttle there. Into the wall, goes to Ferrari. Yeah, I think it just carried a bit too much throttle there, and he's still there. I think he's just waiting for an opportunity to get back out on track. Oh, and at the very unsafe rejoin there. From the Ferrari, Mr. Silva has definitely had a code brown there at the moment as we see our front runners make the pit stop. So Wall went to the wet tires. He knows this track is getting wet. Now you can actually see the blue on the moisture meter. So you know the wet tires are definitely the tire to go on now. And I think we are now actually at that stage 8 rain that we were talking about earlier. It is expected to drop down to a 6 by the end of the race, but oh, you can just hear that rain. Let's hear it from the inside of the Jaguar. Wow. We're going to go ahead and do an ASMR lap actually for the rest of this lap with this driver, and we will be back. And you can just see how treacherous those track conditions are now. After that very beautiful ASMR lap with that very nice sounding Jaguar supercharged V8 and the number 174 car. But yeah, you could just see like he was fighting the wheel on the exit there of turn 14. And I mean, there are some puddles on this track that form. I was doing some testing earlier, and there's some puddles that just kind of stay on track. And now this is a battle currently for P3 on track. Aaron Greer looking for a podium here. He's going to have to try to fight past the Toyota Supra of Lucid Wolf here. Now, we do have a doubleheader, so it's going to be 2 shorter races. Like I said, the next race we're actually switching over to Division 1, just so both streams do get a little bit of coverage, at least for these doubleheaders. Let us know in the comment section down below if this is what you would prefer actually to see for the doubleheaders. We do have a few more doubleheaders. I think we have one other doubleheader. Let me go ahead and check my stats real quick and check the calendar. Okay, so we do have 2 more doubleheaders. We have one at Interlagos and Watkins Glen. So if you guys would like to see that, or see this like be like the format that we use, go ahead and drop it in the comment section down below. We are always open to every bit of feedback that can be presented, so we can go ahead and make these streams as awesome as they can be for you guys, because I mean these drivers are putting in such a good effort here. I mean, they're braving these very treacherous and honestly quite undesirable weather conditions. It's fun for me in the commentary box because I could just sit here and just kind of talk about what's going on while these drivers are really got to brave the elements here in Croatia near the coastline here, and it's going to be really, really tricky for these drivers. Now, it is a mid-speed BOP setting, so I mean, there is a good amount of downforce pushing these cars down onto the track. Now, if we did have open setups, you'd probably see more high downforce setups to kind of try to keep the car grounded during the rain. But I mean, this is honestly like not a bad setup, not a bad track either to really run right on, because there's, I mean, the biggest bit of elevation change is here through turns 3, 4, or 2, 3, and 4. But other than the elevation changes in terms of corners isn't really that strong. You will have a little bit of elevation change here and there, but most of it's on straights. So we'll have to see how everything kind of plays out. But anyways, just trying to look at the battles here. Looks like the closest thing we got is, once again, these three Porsches are just going to fight each other. There's a yellow flag up. Oh, and that's Aaron Greer spinning around. All right, let's try to get a replay to see what happened here for the American driver in the McLaren. Oh, let's see. Oh, he just got into the grass. That grass is very, very wet. That grass is super duper wet. It's wetter than even these wet tires can even handle. And Tama was trying to get the pass done, but just the door was slammed shut. Aaron does not want any Girl Scout cookies from the Maltese driver as he continues to stay in P7. He was on track for a podium earlier on, but that doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. But I mean, we're only halfway through with this race. And Tama was thinking about going for the inside, but that door just got closed once again. Those Maltese Girl Scout cookies are just not desirable right now for Aaron Greer. As we take a look at the rear wing camera of the McLaren. Now he's got two cars. Spiffy actually goes ahead and takes advantage of the unsuccessful move and does get past Tama there. But it's going to be a hard fight on his inside. We're going to have to take a look back now as these two V10 machines are just battling it out now for supremacy. Tama was thinking about going up the inside. Oh, where did Hasty come from? Or Hashi Brown? I think he might have had a spin. Can we get a replay of that? Can we see if Hashi Brown just spun or what happened there? Maybe, or he might have just caught up. Okay, no, that was a bit of a connectivity spike. So that's gonna be up to the stewards on that one. I don't think anything actually really happened. I think that was just a weird connectivity spike. Oh, Kenneth is around. Let's see what happened. I don't think this is due to the connectivity thing. He just got a little bit on the curb and just gave it too much throttle and just kind of lost it. Touching grass is really good in the real world. There's some essential vitamins that you can get from the sun. And I mean, I'm sure if you've been in any kind of online space, I'm sure someone has told you to probably go touch grass at some point. Regardless of how much you actually do it in the real world. But touching grass on this track is not good. Especially in these kind of conditions, even with the wet tires. Because if you touch that grass, all of your grip is just gone. You surrender any bit of grip you had, and that's basically all she wrote, especially with how slick it is. You can even see like a little bit of flooding or puddles on that grass. So yeah, if you touch that kind of grass with any of your tires, yeah, good luck. Your grip is just not going to be existent. So Solfa is still trying to chase down Ellis here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top three here. Yeah, nothing really going on for this top three. I mean, they've all spread apart so much, but now it's once again a Porsche battle between Ellis and Solfa now. Solfa having a pretty decent race here today. Actually, right now, funny enough, Tony has the fastest lap of this race here, so we'll have to definitely see how that plays out. See if Tony can keep the fastest lap. I think he will. Actually, where is Tony at the moment? Let's go ahead. I think he's, yeah. So he's on wet. He's got actually front aerodynamic damage. So turning it's not going to be as easy for the Ferrari driver. So now, actually, we're going to keep an eye on this battle here because Frenzy Ramos is trying to chase down Hashi Brown. This is for the last spot in that top 10 here. His teammate is in the lead of this race, and he wants to try to get as many points as he can, but for the PLC Racing Squad, the Biscuits and Cookies, I know they have a long name, but I can't remember it off the top of my head, unfortunately, but We'll see how it all kind of plays out. And actually, I think we're going to switch back here to the battle. Oh, these cars are so close. This is Sulfa and Ellis again for P5 on track. Sulfa's trying to get right up to the back of his teammate. His teammate's kind of sauntered off into the distance here. As we take a look at the rear wing from this Velocity Racing Porsche. He's getting so close. Well, I think Ellis has actually got it for the most part. I think Ellis does have, I think he's got quite the advantage here going into these corners. So it's really, I mean, those tires look brand new compared to Mr. Sulfa, who has a little bit of wear, but I mean, tire wear on these wet tires doesn't really seem to really be as much of a factor here. Oh, Venomous Venom talking, or Venomous Roman talking in chat about his power going out at the wrong time. That's unfortunate, man. I hate to hear it. Hopefully you'll be back for Division 1 Race 2, because that's where we're heading next. It'll be the same track, same amount of laps, and similar weather conditions. I know they're running through the same conditions as we are running through now. And so Ellis is trying to still keep that Porsche behind. I mean, this has just been the battle of the day, hasn't it? It's been Porsche on Porsche on Porsche today here in Croatia. I mean, it's a really fun battle. I mean, we know both these drivers are really talented and really rapid. And we know how fast this driver is in an Alfa Romeo. So hopefully next season we'll see Mr. Sulfa bring out his true love. At least that's what I'm thinking, in the Alfa Romeo that he was using at Le Mans. Like, the Alfa Romeo is pretty gnarly. We've seen, even going back to Melbourne 2 weeks ago in Division 1, we know that Alfa Romeo 4C is super duper strong. Unfortunately, we don't have one this time out in Division 2. Actually, I don't think any team is running it in Division 2 period, but yeah, and oh, Sulfa is going to go ahead. He's got the run, he's got the speed, and he's got the move. Can he hold it going into turn number 1? Yes! Yes, he can hold on to the move. Going through that sweeping, that fast, sweeping left-hander. And now he's going to the really tricky chicane. A lot of people say that the chicane on the Gardens layout, or the Seaside layout of this, is death. But that one is equally as dangerous, in my opinion. The one that these drivers just navigated through. We're going to be on board now with the Velocity Racing driver as he tries to reclaim that position. Oh, he's going to go wide. Maybe thinking of a switchback. No. Those tires just do not have the grip for that type of thing. And yeah, I think that was going to be... I kind of figured that one wasn't going to work unless Mr. Sulfa had a massive incident there. His teammate, though, Biohazard, is trying to chase down the second place driver in the championship of Elucid Wolf. He is only 1 point behind Wall, but I mean, that championship lead is kind of slipping away, or that potential championship lead is slipping away there from this Toyota Supra now, as he is 22 seconds off of the race leader. And these front two have really just kind of ran away with it, haven't they? Yeah, I mean, Thelmo Thomas in that R35 has ran quite a ways away. The Ladores esports driver just navigating this really tricky, these really tricky conditions here on this track. And Wall, I mean, he learned his lesson definitely from the last time out at Le Mans when the rain wasn't really his friend. He's definitely mastered it now. And he's just cooking right now with 5 laps left to go. But we're going to go in and swing back down the field a bit. As we actually look at this battle here, this time it's a Porsche trying to take over a Supra. As we see Biohazard trying to catch up to Elucid Wolf now. Trying to get what is the first podium for this team. At least first podium that actually stuck. We'll see how it goes. We're going to do a quick little ASMR on board with this Porsche, and we will be back. Alright, after that very, very, very quick little ASMR break, we're back, and you can even see, like, if you look on the right side of your screen, you can see the rear view camera of that Porsche. He's got another Porsche behind, that is his teammate. But if you were to do the same in the Supra, he's got a Porsche behind him as well. You could just see in that rear view, you could just see how close that Porsche is getting. And now we can actually look at it from the camera itself. Biohazard is closed. He closed that gap up, but is it going to be enough? That's the question here ahead. We are down to 4 laps left to go in the first part of this doubleheader here. And Lucid Wolf is going to try to catch up, but I think the Supra just has a little bit of an advantage going through turn 1. I'm not sure what the particular bit of advantage is, but I think right now that Supra is on rails as it does get a little snappy there. Those Porsches are catching up. The Porsches actually caught up a lot. We're going to go ahead and just go ahead and take a look at the rear wing camera of this Toyota Supra. These sort of our online themed Toyota, as Biohazard was so close. Oh, and Sofa, I think was thinking about making a move onto his teammate there. It's Golf Porsche versus Golf Porsche. Those two cars are so close, but I think they're ultimately going to try to work together now because they want to get this last podium spot. That is exactly what they want. They want the podium here in this first race. It's still going to be a healthy amount of points for the Golf Racing squad. As we kind of switch views now, we actually got a really good view now. You got the car he's chasing down and his teammate right behind him in that Golf Racing Porsche. These cars are so close to each other now. I think this is going to be the battle for the rest of the race. We're going to go and just check in on our race leader there in the PLC Jaguar. And then we have Ladores Esports, followed by Elucid Wolf, who is under attack now from the two aforementioned Golf Porsches. Ellis, who fell a bit of ways back. Now the track has kind of dried out. It is ideal for the intermediate tires now, but I think the pit time is just not worth it because you lose about 17 seconds in the pits, and it's just not really worth it, especially when you have about now 3 laps left to go for a majority of this field. Now, Elucid Wolf is still under attack from these two Porsches. These two Porsches are not letting up. Biohazard seems to have an advantage there going through turns 2 through 4. That very zigzaggy section. Zigzags are a very big part of this track. It kind of reminds me of a shrimp. That's what I think about when it comes to this track. It's going to be really interesting here to see how this battle kind of unfolds. The cars are going to fight with every fiber of their being. They don't have a whole lot of time left. Now, granted, there is a second race to really go for, but yeah, I mean, and it looks like even Biohazard's kind of using his he's got his hazard or something. He's got some kind of warning. Yeah, the traction control on that Porsche is on the struggle bus right now. He just doesn't really have that kind of grip. It's definitely time for the intermediates. It's not going to be time for the wet tires, but there's no time really to make the pit stop because you're going to lose that 17 seconds in the pits. So it's really just not worth it to make the pit stop here at this time of the race. But actually this might be, and this is going to be interesting too because Wall has lost a considerable amount of time to Telmo in the back. So this is going to be a battle for the lead and the win of this race now. With 2 laps left to go, Wall is going to go ahead and try to get another win on the board, making 3 wins here in Season 4 of the Zeus GT League here in Division Number 2. But Telmo is really going to want it. Ladores Esports has such a fan base that is very present in all of the streams we do here. We love to see their support, but I know the Swiss driver would really love to get a win here at Dragon Trail. At least in one of these races, there is a bit of a reverse grid situation that happens during these doubleheaders. We saw that at Laguna Seca. I think the top 7 drivers make a swap. It might be top 8, but I'm pretty sure it is at least top 7. So we'll see how everything is going to play out. Has anything happened here? Oh, the two Porsche teammates are side by side. At least for a while now. That is interesting work here. for these cars. They're just gonna push. They're gonna put pedal to the metal. Sofa goes a bit wide and almost collides with his teammate. We're gonna switch back now to this battle for the lead, and it seems like Telmo does have some advantages on some parts of this track. I just don't know if it's gonna be enough now. It's the final lap of this race. We're gonna stay on board here with the battle for the lead here, as Telmo Thomas is gonna try his hardest to go ahead and get something done here. He wants a win. That would be so well needed for this team here. It would be a big boost to the Ladores Esports morale. But Wall is going to try to continue his winning ways here. At this stage, he has won more races than he has lost when it comes to Division 2 here in Season 4 of the Zeus GT League. He's only got these zigzags to go. I mean, but this is where Telmo really made up most of the time. The gap is going to be within a second, though. We're going to go on board now with the R35. Those wet tires are really taking a beating now that this track is dried up quite a bit. Going a bit wide, he's going to ride those curves now. They're actually about to come up to lapped traffic here, though. But I mean, it's a pretty high-speed section. Oh, look how close it is. It's half a second between these two. But Telmo goes off track a bit there. Oh, I don't know. This is going to be really tight. It just depends on what happens with this lapped traffic up ahead. Telmo Thomas is going to try. But I think Wall, if he can nail this corner, I think Wall's got it. He does have a bit of advantage, though. And the cars are going to pull off to the side. They're going to go onto the wet part of the track. But I think through everything else, Wall 74 will win here in Croatia. Telmo Thomas takes P2, and then we're going to go back and see how close this battle is for P3. Just because the race is over doesn't mean everything is over yet. There's still a fight here for P3. Is it going to be Biohazard? Is it going to be Elusive? It's going to be a drag race here. Biohazard is going to have that slipstream. Can Elusive Wolf defend enough? Yes, he did defend just enough. Biohazard right behind. Sulfa will take P5. Aaron Greer had a bit of a recovery to finish in P6. Ellis in P7. Spivvy in P8. Tama's going to come back and finish P9. Hashi Brown is going to go ahead. He's only got a few more corners left to navigate as we are in the rundown stage of this race. And now Hashi Brown has, I mean, he's had a pretty decent race here. I mean, he fell away quite a bit to Tama, but really wasn't under any pressure from the other Maltese driver of Kenneth. He's going to come across the line. He'll take P10, but he is a battle now. Tony and Kenneth actually are fighting it out now. Tony did get forced a bit wide, but Tony will have the fastest lap. But can Tony make the pass onto Kenneth? No, he just does not have enough real estate. It's going to be close here now. It's time for Frenzy Rhombus. Come across the line in P13. FLX, a race winner from Le Mans, just not having the race he would have wanted here in Croatia, but he will have another race to try to go ahead and make up some ground. And then Secondus will round out the final spot. And Secondus is just having all sorts of grip trouble, or just having a lot of fun now, just drifting down Porsche. Very cinematic drifting there from the Portuguese driver, but he will come home at the back of the grid. Oh, he spins it! He does have a very big spin, though. Yeah, I mean, Secondus just not having a good race either, although I think he started from the back and ended up in the back, so this really was not his day here in race one. He's going to come across the line, and that is race one done and dusted here in Division 2. I will go ahead and read off the finishing positions, but your winner is the man that's about to pop up on your screen. It is Wall 74 taking his third win of the season here in the Zeus GT League Division 2 Season 4. Gonna go and make a quick run through the standings. Oh, that is the wrong button. Go ahead and save a race replay from that. So taking a quick run through your results, we have Wall, Telmo Thomas, Elusive Wolf, followed by Biohazard, Mr. Sulfa, Aaron Greer. And then we have Ellis, Spivvy rounding out the top 8. And then we have Tama, Hashi Brown, Kenneth, Tony, Frenzy Rhombus, FLX, and then the other Lodores driver of Secondas. We'll be back here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the Division 1 lobby, and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we saw it from race control that we will be starting here in Division 1 in 1 minute. So it's same track, similar weather conditions. They ran through the same conditions we went through, but race 2 will have slightly different weather conditions. And the trend from this race is going to be, it will start out kind of heavy, and then around the halfway point, it'll actually start going down instead of getting more intense with the rain. So once again, it'll be 18 laps. And there we go. It's going to be race time here. Venomous Venom actually will go ahead and take pole position here in this second race. So he will go ahead and start. It will lead the field to green here. That rolling start is soon going to kick off. And Venomous Venom in that Exodus Motorsports BMW M6 is going to go ahead and lead us to the checkered or to the green flag, and it's lights out and away we go. And it's going to be a good start there for Rantala, the Finnish driver in that Mercedes behind. It looks like Muser in that Hyundai is going to try to make a move now, and Venomous Venom having a good start himself, but the tires are, it's going to be at that crossover point to where the intermediates might not be the favorable tire now, as we go through this very technical first sector of this track. Oh, it looks like Randall is getting a little slippery there. Those curves are so wet and so slick. That's really easy to kind of lose yourself there. As Mujizer is going to think about a dive up the inside. Oh, he's going to hook it. Venomous Venom going wide, but that actually played out to his strength a bit because he's going to come back out ahead in front of Muser there. in the Hyundai. Oh, wow! That's a dive and a half if I've ever seen one. Excellent stuff there from Muser doing it. I mean, that was aggressive. A little bit of side swiping there. Let's go ahead and get a look at that again. Let's take a look at it from this. We'll take a look at it from this view. He just got to the inside line and just swung on through. Not a care in the world. Muser up in the P1. But Muser is kind of on the better tire for the situation though, because he is on that wet tire, but it's a better tire at this early stage of the race, but later on it's going to be an intermediate race for certain. And Venomous Venom trying to defend now from Rantala behind. The two Finnish drivers are really going to try to battle it out now as we see Ghost here, the Inferno Motorsports teammate of Muser, is going to try to make a move onto Ikonen now. Is he going to get a move done? We've seen a Hyundai make some very ridiculous moves here. We'll see if this is going to be another one. And it looks like, not quite, he might try to make a move onto the outside. Oh, but look at this here. This is such a gaggle of cars now. I mean, everybody's just kind of stuck here. Moves are going to be made here sooner rather than later, I would imagine. As we take a look at the Inferno Motorsports Hyundai of Ghost. He's got front row seats. He was thinking about a dive, but no bueno. Venomous Venom forced to go wide. He'll get the switchback. Oh, but Ghost was very close to just losing it there. Venomous Venom is trying to regain that second place spot, but Rantala is giving him no quarter here. Neither will his teammate. And Venomous Venom is really just getting bopped around out there by all of these drivers. He's lost several positions now. And Alex is going to try to make stuff happen in that Mercedes. Now, Alex, for those of you who may not be familiar, I am actually very familiar with Alex. He is a Super Formula driver from Grand Prestige League. He races with the Porsche Penske's group in that championship over there. He can be a very aggressive driver. So he will also be a very no quarter given type of driver. He will give no margin. He's not afraid to trade paint a bit here and there. Which, I mean, I know rubbing is racing, but you gotta really find that kind of needle of where it's gonna be good or where it's just not gonna be super great. We're gonna actually kind of slingshot down the field a bit as we see Brent, who's gonna try to catch up to Darth Vader up ahead, and these cars are all gaggled together now. The number 38 ESP IMB Corvette. Gonna try to make some moves now, but I think he just lost a little bit of time to the B&H Ferrari of Darth Vader. Darth Vader is right up on the BMW of TWR Mercedes, the year one Beamer, and Rantala. Oh, dicey stuff there for Rantala there, and TWR just goes, and oh, this is chaos. This is chaos. All right, we need to see this from multiple perspectives here. So here's what happens here. I think there's a little bit of contact, and then he gets just continuously pushed around and T-bone. And then we take a look at Darth Vader. Darth Vader just gets on the grass and just gets spun around there. So those two drivers not having a good time there. But who is having a good time is the Hyundais up front. It is a Hyundai 1-2 right now. And the Hyundais and the Mazdas have been so strong here in Division 1, but I don't see any of the Mazdas actually on track. Yeah, the Mazdas are not here this time around, which is really unfortunate, because we know the Mazda Visions have been really strong here in this division as well, but we are just not seeing it here today. We're going to ride on board with the, I believe this is the Sin City team. We're also running a BMW. Now, with the draft being abolished essentially for the series, we can have multiple of the same car now. Now granted, there's two different BMW M3 GT3s or M6 GT3s. You have the sprint version and the endurance version. Not sure exactly what the difference is between those two, but if anyone does know, go ahead and drop it in the comment section down below. I would love to be educated myself and also educate the fan base who is watching this race. But so far, once again, we have another battle here for P3. This is the Finnish driver of Ikonen trying to defend against a fellow Mercedes driver of Alex. Alex, we know he can be hyper aggressive at points. We'll see what he can do here in this Mercedes. He's familiar with the Super Formula car, so I'm sure the GT car is a natural kind of lateral move for the German driver. And Ikonen is kind of building that gap though to Alex behind. And Venomous Venom, who started off in pole position, now down in a P6, will try to chase the Mercedes that he was kind of boxing with earlier on. Those intermediate tires kind of working to his advantage as of right now, compared to some of the drivers who did start on the wet tires like I believe the two Hyundais have. Both of the Hyundais, and actually Ghost is in the lead of this race now, with Muser currently just right behind him. It is an Inferno Hyundai 1-2. And let's go ahead and just take a look at chat momentarily. We'll see what chat has to say. And we're seeing support now for Venomous Venom, who is currently sitting in a P6, the Exodus Motorsports driver from New York. He said he was ready for rain racing earlier on in the week. He loves racing here in the wet conditions, and I mean, I'm not sure how his race was in race 1 because we weren't here for that. We were over in Division 2, and now we're here in Division 1, but I mean, he did kind of get jostled down a bit, but it is a reverse grid, so that kind of thing does tend to happen from time to time. But so far he hasn't had too bad of a race here, no damage, but he's onto that very slick curbing, which is very wet and not suitable for these intermediate tires. But now we're actually at that point where the rain is going to be the heaviest. Taking a look at my weather graph here. From this point on, the weather is supposed to die down. I think we're currently at the rain 7. So rain stage 7, and then it's going to dissipate. It'll go from 5 to 4, and then we'll finish off at rain 03, which is almost slick tire weather, but not quite. So I think the intermediates will definitely be the tire to go on to. Now, unlike Formula 1 or some other racing series, while yes, pit stops are going to happen, you don't have to use, if you want to go from hard to hard, medium to medium, or, well, I mean, you're not going to see those here because slick tires on a wet track is kind of a death sentence for any of these drivers, but you could go from inter to inter here on this track. And I think that is probably going to be the optimal strategy. I mean, the wet to inters is probably also going to be a decent strategy, is what we're seeing from the two Dutch drivers in the Hyundais. But it is worth noting that the wet tires were only really going to be good for these first two weather conditions, and then when it gets to our rain 5, it's just not going to be as prominent for those wet tires, and those wet tires will really start to burn out, especially when we hit the dry patch of this track. See if there's any battles here. Oh, there's a big gaggle of cars here. It is the battle of 3 different BMWs, 3 different teams. And Lucky Lewis is going to go into the grass a bit there. He might get hit with a penalty. That was not the optimal line. Craigo from the 9PP squad is going to shotgun himself up into P8 on track here at the moment. I'm surprised Lucky Lewis did not get hit with a penalty there, but he's going to try to retake that position off of the British driver. And now Craigo is going to try to get up onto Brent here. And while this battle is going to go ahead and go on, we're going to do... let's do some ASMR real quick, and we will be back. So, I mean, it was a pretty close battle here between Craigo and Brent now. I mean, these two cars have been keeping it within about under a second. And it looks like Craigo does have a little bit of a grip advantage. Now, Craigo on those wet tires can take a bit of a more aggressive line because he is not as affected by those extra wet patches we see on track like we saw there. He can go through grass, although it did get a little slippery there. It's going to allow for Lucky Lewis to potentially try to regain a spot. As we take a look at Lewis, and yeah, Lewis did regain that spot. Brent is going to be happy in that Corvette, but wait. Never mind, that was a sector thing. That was not a penalty. Haven't seen any penalties really kind of happening in this race. Now, we know that this Corvette can be pretty good in the rain. We saw it at Le Mans in Division 2 with FLX taking the race win after a dominant drive at the Circuit de la Sarthe. But it wasn't as easy going for that Corvette in Division 2 and in Division 1. It looks like Brent is just, he's having a bit of a better time, but just not enough, and a bit of a snap there coming out of turn number 8 on this track at the end of the zigzag here. And those cars are all so close to each other. Let's go onto the hood cam now of one BMW. Ooh, a little bit of a touch. A little bit of a touch and go there. Just playing a little game of tag here. If they were playing flag football, that would have been out. Playing two-hand touch like it's football at a schoolyard here. But this track is super wet, and the rain has died down quite significantly here. I think we're now at the stage where it's going to be rain level 4 or rain level 5. So this is going to be the crossover point where the intermediates are really going to be the tire to go to. It's going to be really interesting to see how the rest of this plays out. We see a little bit of the lights flashing from Lucky Lewis. I'm not sure if that's because he is holding on to the analog stick a little too hard. I've done that a few times where sometimes if you turn too hard, you press in L3 and it starts to light flash, although that's also dependent on what your button mappings are. See if anything else is happening closer up the field. Oh, actually, Conan now, the Finnish driver right on the back on Muser here. Our podium sitter from last time out at Mount Panorama in Australia. These Hyundais have, I think, surprised everybody quite pleasantly. We're going to see how these drivers kind of navigate this. Two cars are so close. It is purple sectors now for Conan. He's looking to take fastest lap as Chicken Curry, actually, in the Porsche, has taken the fastest lap of this race so far. We'll see how this battle does tend to go ahead and play out. Oh, they're side by side now, but Muser does have that inside line. And I think Conan is just not going to have enough here. The GTFR driver of Conan now. He's going to try to use a little bit of shift seat. Now they're going to use that wet patch of the track to kind of cool off their tires now. As Conan was thinking about a move around the outside, but he might have to switch back as Muser goes a bit wide. Conan's got the inside line, and he's got the move done. Going into turns 3 and 4. A very good move there from the Finnish driver. And if these two keep battling it out, Alex is going to take advantage. He has a little bit of a stop coming out of turn number 4. And now, Ghost is really just kind of ghosting himself into the lead now. There is, I mean, unless a pit strategy blunder happens, there is no catching the Dutchman. Oh, but the other Dutchman gets back past it. Conan, let's go ahead and get that on replay. See what happens here. We'll go and take a look at it from the player camera, as I like to call it. Let's see, is he going to be later on the brakes? I think so, yeah. I think it was just later on the brakes. And he was just a bit more smoother on that throttle now. Well, once again, Conan just got a shot past him again. So right now, I mean, we're at the halfway mark of the second race here in this doubleheader. But so far, everything has been going quite well for the Inferno Motorsports Squadron. We'll see if this can keep going. I mean, they've had a really strong season. They've been on the podium, I believe, every single race, although I don't know the results from the first race. I think they might have been on podium there too, but I don't know that, unfortunately. But Conan now. And now we're officially down to 9 laps left to go this race, and it looks like Alex was trying to make a move now onto the struggling Dutchman who is on those wet tires now. But this rain is going to continuously dry up a bit as Alex is going to try to make a move. He's got the move. He took a dive up the inside. We'll see if Muser is going to have a recovery for him, but he just doesn't. Alex, in his first race here, and at least some time, it's a purple sector now for the Mercedes man. And man, this is such a fun race to watch. I love this track. I cannot stress enough how much I absolutely adore this track. It is a certified banger, no matter what layout you run here at Dragon Trail. It's always such a fun time here. Such a good time here at Croatia. And I think Alex has potential to get that fastest lap off of him, so we'll have to see how that kind of just plays out here today. I mean, it's, you know, it's going to be spicy battling here. It always is in the Zeus GT League. It's always really fun, really tight racing. And it looks like Conan is in the lead of this race now. The Hyundais on the wet tires are just kind of struggling now at this point. And Ghost is going to go ahead and make a call into the pits. He's going to go for the undercut. He decided that the wet tires were not the optimal tire anymore. We'll see what type of tires he switches to. Oh, I'm sorry, what? So this is interesting. I mean, yes, there's a dry line out there, but I wasn't expecting the slick tires to come out. This is a really gutsy strategy here for the Hyundais. I mean, they're definitely gonna have a pace advantage if they can stay on that dry line, but there's so many spots on this track where if you take the corner too much, you're just gonna kind of lose it. It's so easy to do, but I mean, they're gonna be on that faster tire, so I don't know if this gamble is really gonna pay off or not. I can see the track drying out. There's definitely a massive dry line here on track. So maybe, just maybe, we might see these soft tires come into play here, but I was definitely not expecting the slicks here at this stage of the race, but they might actually check out. Tire wear is something to kind of consider because you're really going to burn the tires going through the zigzags of turns 6 through 9. So, yeah. I mean, you do have those dry patches though too, those completely dry patches, but they're not really massive enough. We're going to see what Ikonen now will switch to. The Finnish driver on those intermediates, we'll see what he is going to go ahead and make the swap to. As Venom is going to slingshot past into a provisional podium position now. He's also going with the racing softs, so I think that actually might have been the strategy from the get-go, is that the soft tires are going to be the play now. This track is really drying up, so I think it's very possible that the soft tires are just the go-to tire compound now for this race. I mean, they're going to last. They're going to last to the end of this race, so I can definitely see where they're coming from now with the strategy. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a really interesting race to see. We're going to go ahead and do a bit of an ASMR lap with It's Conan now as he tries to chase down Ghost, and we will be back. now we're seeing, I think the soft tires are just tired to go on now. This track has dried up quite significantly here, but if you touch that wet patch, those soft tires can really send you off the deep end. I mean, you're gonna have a good amount of grip, because those racing soft tires are the quickest tire in Gran Turismo, but slicks and wet weather do not usually play out well, but I think these drivers are really going to manage it quite nicely. Now, Conan is going to try to claw back that gap. He's going to be on the fresher set of softs, but these softs really are going to take a beating here, especially when it comes to those zigzaggy sections of the course. Most notably turns 2 through 4, and then also turns 6 through 9 are gonna be the point where the tires really take the biggest beating. But gonna go through the order real quick. We have Ghost currently in P1. We have Conan in P2, Alex in P3, Muser in P4, Rontala P5, Venom P6, Brent in P7, Mercedes in P8, Lucky Luz in P9, Cranko in 10th, Clemens in P11. Sorry about that. Darth Vader currently in P12, and then Chick Curry in P13. But this one is actually going to be a bit of a battle here between these two, as we haven't really seen a lot of the Porsche and the Ferrari here in D1. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit of that spotlight. And I mean, because this is a battle here for P12. So the fight to not be in last. I heard some tires screeching. Somebody is off. And that is Clemens, I think. I think Clemens went off there. Let's go see what kind of happened here and see if this one is actually Clemens. He's on pretty old intermediate tires though, so those intermediates are really starting to burn out. Oh, was there somebody up ahead? Oh, it was Brent. It was Brent, actually. Let's try to get what happened to Brent. Yeah, so the yellow flag was actually for Brent. He gets a little bit too wet there. Yeah, there it is. Slick tires on a wet surface, and he is so glad he goes to there, because that would have been nasty, nasty contact. That would have been scary contact. I mean, that would have wrecked so many people. Now, that was the gamble of the soft tires. You have to be so precise when you're on the soft tires on a track like this, because there's some parts of the track that are bone dry, drier than the Sahara Desert. But there's other parts of the track that's basically like driving into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So you really got to figure out where's that dry line and kind of stay in the said dry line. Just like, oh, Venom is around. Venom is Venom, spun around. Let's see if this is the same case of slick tires on a wet track. Yep, he caught the curbing a bit, hard on the brakes. And once again, oh yeah, he just tried to put the power down too early there on that wet part of the track. The slick tires and the wet patch don't really play nicely together. Now it is BMW versus BMW once again. Venom is Venom against TWR Mercedes. Excel versus Year One. We'll see if the Exodus Motorsports driver can hold off the hard-charging BMW behind. He does have rear aerodynamic damage, so that rear downforce on that BMW is not going to be super great there for the American driver, but we'll see if he can keep the pace. What he's got to do in terms of strategy, he's got to have TWR try to use those wet patches of the track more often. That's going to have to be what Venom is Venom does if he wants to go ahead and continue to hold this position here in this race. But now it's a battle up ahead, and the two drivers aren't going to fight a lot because they are indeed teammates. But this group that was looking like to dominate here just did not do so. And they're currently in P3 and 4, so it's a second row lockout here. 4 Hyundais as we're down to 3 laps left to go. And Conan is looking for his first win here in Division 1 of the season. It's going to do wonders for the Finnish team. go take a look at the driver standings real quick to see where Ed Conan will sit. And Ed Conan is actually, I think he's in P2? Yeah, he's currently P2 in the driver standings. Actually, if he wins here, he might end up in the lead of this driver's championship here. And here's the thing, I mean, he's got one podium all season so far. He got a podium in Le Mans. Actually, I don't know what he could get for, I don't know what position he got in terms of the race of the first race, but I think he's already actually in the championship lead at this point if he gets a good result here, because his championship rival is not present. That championship rival is just not present, so the Finnish driver could actually jump up in the lead of this championship. Venomous Venom is pulling away a bit now from his rival. Ali's currently on track after that spin. And with the rear aerodynamic damage, he's setting blue sectors, which in terms of Gran Turismo, that means he is setting personal bests despite having damage at the rear. So this BMW is doing really good here for Venomous Venom. But now we're going to switch back up here to the battle a lot of people are really going to want to watch. Can Alex, in his season debut here, take a race win? The German driver hot on the heels of Ed Conan now. Want to see what the German can do. We know Alex is not afraid to make a move. Is he going to try to hook it around the outside here? He's going to have to go on the wet part of the track. He's going to send it around the outside, but no dice there. Close, but no cigar. Alex is going to have to try again later, but let's see about the tire life. Oh, he's got marginally more tire life, but a little less fuel, so it's going to be a tricky one here. We're on the penultimate lap here, and it's a battle between the Mercedes. We've seen the battle between the Mazdas, the battle between the Hyundais, and the race has passed, but now it's a battle between the Mercedes here. In P1 and in P2 here. And this is going to be a really dicey one, folks. Oh, he's going to send it deep. Lay down the brakes. He has the inside line. He's got the speed. He's got the move. But can Ed Conan really try to crawl that spot back? That is the question right now. Can Ed Conan do it? We're on the last lap of the race here in Division 1. This is going to be cinema, folks. You definitely don't want to go anywhere. Alex is going to try to hold that lead. He's going to try to get a win here on his first day of being in the ZGTL League for Season 4, Division 1. Alex is going to try to get this done and dusted. New driver on a new team. He's going to play super duper defensively now. We're going to take a look at the rear wing. Actually, we're going to go one more camera further just to kind of see how close Ed Conan can get. It's a bit of a slap there for Alex. Alex almost just lost it there. Coming out of turn number 5. And this is going to be scary stuff here. This is going to be close. It's going to be all dependent on who gets out of turn 14 the best. At this stage, less than half a second separates these drivers. Who is going to get it? It's going to be the question on everybody's mind now. Who is going to get it? Oh, there's a spin on the start-finish straight. I don't know who that is. But they're back and going now. But what we're going to be focused on now is this battle. Can Ed Conan do it? Can Ed Conan try to get past Alex to get his first win of the season? It's going to be a drag race. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's going to be within the 10th and a half. It's going to be Alex. Alex by 0.16 of a second is going to take victory here in Croatia. Muser is going to go ahead and take P3 to round out the podium. The first win for Alex here. He put on an amazing drive here. And Alex takes the checkered flag here, followed by Muser, Ghost, Rantala. Venomous Venom did win it out against TWR. But now it's going to be a battle for the Mercedes, or between the BMWs as they come across the line. Mercedes is just not going to quite get it done. He'll finish P8 behind Lucky Lewis, who is in P7. Darth Vader and Brent, actually Brent is a lapped vehicle, so his race is going to be already done. Vader's going to come across the line. He will take P9. Brent will take P13. And then it's Crago, Curry, and Clemison, who did a no-stop. Oh, that was a voice crack and a half. A no-stop on those intermediate tires, and those things are charcoal at this point. Credit to Clemison for sticking it out on those basically rotisserie chicken intermediate tires. I'm surprised he actually went the full race on that tire compound. It might have been better for him to make the pit stop, but he survived. He did the no stop, and I think that's all she wrote for this race here. He's gonna go ahead and just put pedal to the metal now. Those intermediate tires, yeah, they're done. Yeah, what a race here in Division 1. Zeus GT League never disappoints whatsoever. And that is the end of this race. Your winner is that man right there, Alex, who jumped up 4 positions. Started in 5th, ended in 1st. We're going to go in and make a quick run through the results here at the end of it. Alex takes P1, followed by Idconan, Mujizer, Ghost, Rantala, Venomous Venom, Lucky Lewis, Mercedes, and then we have Vader, Crago, Curry, Clemison, and Brent, with Alex taking the fastest lap of the race. That was a fun race. It was good to see everyone, and we saw some very excellent racing. Tune in next week when we head to Autodrome Lago Maggiore for a 60-minute race, and we'll see you then. Once again, my name is Rekis. I was your host and commentator for today's race, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.